Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Wanted to talk about the 3 things that you need to know about this benefit. Oftentimes, people are left with the I wish I would have known or I had no clue. And that's what we're trying to eliminate here. So let's jump into it. This is about 3 specific things that could add more money into your pocket, increase your ability to land a great job, and all of that good stuff. So this is none other than the VR&E program. I'm going to dive into it, explain it to you from the VA, from the VBA specifically, the Veterans Benefits Administration. This is a great program that you could get access to and put more money into your pocket and get you into a better earning capacity. So with that, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every single one of us helps to move this needle further. All right, let's jump into it. The 3 things for VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment, that you need to know are, 1, and I'm going to dive into it deeper and explain the eligibility and all that good stuff here in a second. But number 1, you need to know that it can be a cumbersome process, and there is a lot of power given to the VR&E counselor to determine whether or not you can be accepted into the program. Now, with that being said, the thing you need to know is that even if you are denied, you can apply again or appeal, right? I personally went through the VR&E program, but the first time I applied, I was denied. Several months later, I applied again. I was denied. The 3rd time, I applied again, and that time I was actually accepted. Now, I will note that I spoke to a different counselor each time, so I wasn't the same person that I was interacting with. In some cases, if you're in a smaller population area, there might only be one counselor. So, there is that. You can try to see if you can be seen at a different location and speak with a different counselor, which I would recommend if you were denied the first time and not given any sort of a roadmap on what you could do to get qualified. So the number 1 thing is know that you can keep, hammering away at that if you really want to get into that program. Okay, the second thing that you need to know is the amount of money that you can put in your pocket, and I'll dive into this more, can actually be up to about $3,250 per month while you're enrolled in the program. If you're enrolled into some sort of a school system for anything, you could potentially qualify for around $3,250. Again, I'll jump into the dollars in a minute. The standard subsistence rate for this program is, if you have 2 dependents, it's around $1,000. And again, I'll jump into it later. So, but you could get that tripled. So very important to understand that. And again, I'll dive into that a little bit later, but I wanted you to know up front that that is a possibility. So that's the second thing, that you can be paid out up to $3,250-ish. The last thing that I want you to understand about VR&E that you need to know is that although education is often the conduit, the VA don't really like to sell this program as an educational program. They like to package it up as an employment program, thus the name Veterans Readiness and Employment. So don't go into it thinking, I want to do X school and that's my conversation. Yeah, I want to go to school. I want to go to this school for this. They don't like that. They want you to come in more with the mindset of, I can't really do my current job because of my service-connected disabilities, or I can't hold my current job because of my current service-connected disabilities, and I need to take a knee, re-engage, reinvent myself so I can go get a job that is more suitable for me with my service-connected disabilities. Then the counselor at VR&E will then go, I got it. What you need more school to get you into a new path of employment. Now, here's the third thing with this. It doesn't have to be a 4-year. Look, I get it. Many of us are like, I'm really not I'm really not that excited about going to, some sort of a university. And quite frankly, I don't need that for the type of work I want to get into. Now, it might be what you need, and that's okay too. But most people hyper focus on, okay, bachelor's, master's, and that's kind of what they're focused on. This program will pay for all kinds of things. For example, I love to use the example of the Automotive Dealership Institute, which is a crash course on how to become a finance manager. They give you all the training, the tools, the techniques, the whatever, to be a sales manager, or not sales manager, finance manager for the automobile industry, including things like motorcycles, RVs, tractors, you name it, off-road, stuff, dirt bikes, UTVs, that type of stuff. Anything that requires that type of financing. And then they help you find a job. This crash course is a 30-day course, and off you go running, and you landed a whatever 6-figure job. So I just want you to be aware that it's everything in between that. It's, you need a master's to go do whatever, cool. Or you just, hey, look, I need a 30-day course to get me condensed up here and help me go get a job doing this. It's that all the way around. So just wanted to throw it out there as the third thing, is that there's a whole array of opportunities, and I wanted to share that. So with that, let's jump in real quick to the qualifications for VRE directly from the VA's website here. It says, if you're a veteran, are you eligible for Veterans Readiness and Employment? If you are eligible to apply for VRE. Now you can apply. There's 2 steps to get into this program. One, you have to meet the eligibility requirements just to apply. Then you have to meet with a counselor, and then they will bless you off and get you into the program. So in order to be eligible, both of these must be true. You did not receive a dishonorable discharge, and you have a service-connected disability of at least 10%. All right, so that's important. Remember that your service-connected disability or disabilities need to really be the cornerstone of why you need to get into this program to change your job type, because you can't really continue on with it. So there is we'll call it a deadline for some folks to apply for this program, sadly. So if you were discharged from active duty before January 1st, 2013, your basic period of eligibility ends 12 years from one of these dates, whichever comes later. The date you received notice of your date of separation from active duty, or the date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating. So for many, it's that second one, right? The date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating. A lot of you may be at 12 years, right? So coming up on 12 years anyway. If this is something that you want to take advantage of, you should jump on it. If it was after that date for your discharge, if you were discharged after January 1st, 2013, the 12-year basic period does not apply to you. So very important aspect. I'm going to jump into the numbers here real quick. If you were to be placed into a full-time higher level of learning institution, we'll say, if you were enrolled full-time with no dependents, you would get $768. I'm going to leave the change off. $768 per month subsistence allowance while you're enrolled in that program. If you have one dependent, you get $953 and I'm leaving the change off. $953 per month, tax-free. 2 dependents, $1,123 per month while you're enrolled in that program, and again, tax-free. Now, here's the caveat to get that higher amount. You could receive up to $3,251.38 per month if you have any amount of post 9/11 GI Bill remaining. If you do, if you have 1 day, 10 days, 30 days, whatever, left of post 9/11 GI Bill remaining in your account for you in your name, and you sign up for VRE, you get accepted, you get enrolled into some higher level of education, and you're going full time, you want to make sure you let that counselor know, hey, look, I have post 9/11 GI Bill remaining. I'd like that to be mirrored for my subsistence allowance. You don't need to say it exactly like that, as long as you're roughly letting them know, hey, look, I have post 9/11 GI Bill. I think you guys can somehow pay me out at that amount. If you even said it like that, they'd know what you're talking about. So here, just to read the line, it says effective 10/1/2023, the maximum monthly rate for Chapter 31 subsistence allowance is $3,251.38, and that is based on the post 9/11 stuff. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.